Good morning, Solusi. This is Audrey, the TV presenter, and with me here I've got our guest pastor, Pastor Nkanyezi, who is going to be the interviewee, and we have Christine Audrey, who is our host. So I'd like to welcome you to our platform as we're going to begin our interview. Pastor Nkanyezi, good morning.
Good morning.
We are fine. How was your night?
I rested well.
Bit of your background.
Okay, I come from a family of 6, 4 of which are ladies and 2 are gentlemen. I'm a father of 2 sons and a simple Adventist father and man that finds himself in the thick of things most of the times, maybe because of who I am and the way I do things.
Okay. So with that, it's actually gives us 2 dimensions of you. You are a pastor, at the same time you are a father.
Yes.
How do you cope up with that, being tending to the district and your family?
It's a challenge, a big challenge, because I'm an under shepherd. The church's father is God, and he has called me to do this ministry on his behalf. So now I have so many children at church that need my attention in terms of mentorship, in terms of encouragement, in terms of discipline, teaching, visitation and all those things. Yet I have my own biological family, my wife and my 2 sons. So balancing these things, that judicious balance is a challenge, because pastoral ministry is a calling and a vocation at the same time. In as much as God called me in heaven to do this, here on earth I work under the tutelage of other church administrators who bring this employment side of the ministry. So such that I'm expected to be at work to do this, I'm sent to go baptize, go for care meeting, to these things that will take me away from my family. Such that you find that as I nurture the church, sometimes my family is left without the father. So that's a challenge. That's why sometimes you hear the adjective, pastors' kids are the worst in discipline, because pastors are not seldom at home.
Yeah. Okay, that really makes a lot of sense. So how long have you been a pastor?
About 18 years now.
18 years, so that means 18 years. That's a lot of years. And being a pastor, that means you trained here at Solusi, right?
Yes.
So can you tell us a bit about Solusi during your times as a pastor in training? How were things academically and spiritually? Is there any difference you notice between then and now?
Very much. When I came here for study, Solusi, I think he was at its highest peak. I think during our stream here, that's the time when Solusi had to expand in the area of accommodating students. They had to build other facilities down there in order to accommodate students. It was during our time that even worship was good. I found here pastors that had come from the division, the likes of Pastor Chifamba, the likes of Mwansa from Zambia, the likes of Msimanga, all these guys were here. Some of the lecturers and professors that finally left here were still here. I remember it was during our time that Solusi had 2 worship services. Juniors would worship here, and this church was full even up to the balcony. Yet the seniors were filling the gateway. So Solusi at that time was something else. It was something else. So when I remember those days and what I'm seeing now, I say, we have gone back to the early 80s now.
Yeah, it really sounds so different. We struggle to fill the whole church.
Yeah.
So, what was your reaction when you were called to come to Solusi when you received the invitation?
To be frank with you, initially my answer was no.
No, why?
Because you see, Solusi to me is like home. It is difficult to get home, open the Bible and begin to preach before mom, papa, my siblings, the grandmother and the like. You see that kind of thing. Yeah, because at some point in time in history, I worked at SAS as a chaplain and as a pastor, you know. Yeah, during the days of Pastor Shlanga here, you see.
Yes.
Then finally I had to cross over as a student here. I stayed here, I pastored Madumbeni. At some point I was the vice head elder for the church here at Solusi. So natives and workers here, I know them, some we have met here. At some point in time we disciplined each other. So for you to come here and begin to preach here and somebody you disciplined and rebaptized are here, you see that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's not that easy. So I had said no, but Pastor Audrey, the chaplain, was my case.
Okay.
Okay, interesting. So, what aspects of this ministry role do you enjoy most?
I'm a people person. I enjoy interacting. I enjoy interacting with masses, and I enjoy working with young people because they are the future. They spice up things. That naivety, I enjoy it. Because young people are so naive, they sometimes don't fit in a box. They want things done differently. Yeah, so that's what I enjoy. Of course, other things like preaching, teaching, you see, leading out in different church expectations. I enjoy that so much.
Okay, interesting. So, what about your natural abilities and skills? How are you using them?
I think those are part of me. Of course, as I grew up, my mother tells me that I was very quiet and kind of reserved. But when I became a Christian and joined the ministry, some abilities that were kind of silent, you know, and dormant, then came to the frame. Now I relate, I talk, you know, that on its own makes life easy for me. Yeah, if you check around Solusi here, for those that have been here longer, I enjoy that kind of following, if I may say, because I was able to relate with everybody here. Yeah. So that makes my ministry easy.
Okay. Yeah. Alright. So, what advice can you give to young students, for example, us, in terms of our spiritual life and how we socialize with people here? What advice can you give us?
I would say the best is yet to come. Soldier on. Education, learning is a necessary problem. It's not palatable, but it's necessary. Yeah, it will help you at least produce that hidden potential within you, so that wherever you will go, at least you will leave a dent. Sharpening a pencil is not palatable, but what the pencil does after the sharpening is great. Keep on keeping on. Go to church, pray, read your Bible, go to class, listen, participate, do your assignments, go to the library, apply yourself, produce at least meaningful papers. Then you will not regret that in the hereafter.
Wow. That was a strong and powerful advice. Thank you, Pastor.
That's okay. Thank you so much.
So, thank you, Pastor Nkanyezi. This is at the end of our interview.
It's okay.
It was really a pleasure being with you.
It's okay. All the best. God bless you.
Thank you.
That's okay.
So, Big 12 viewers, I hope you enjoyed this, and this marks the end of our interview. Until next time.